to start when another dog comes. Okay, I'll start. Gang Hai Fa Choi. Happy New Year of the Rabbit. Happy Chinese New Year of the Rabbit. Thank you for joining me. This is my my predictions for the upcoming Chinese Year of the Rabbit, 2023, and I want to do some predictions for you for what you're going to experience over the next 12 months, maybe a bit more. I don't know when the new Chinese Year begins after this. It will be Dragon Year. Wow, Dragon Year next. Oh, hold on a second. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? Go, Papa, go, go, go. Good girl. Bit of an interruption there. Alright, Papa, sit down. So yes, I'm going to pull some cards. I've got my selection of cards here ready, and we are going to do some readings for you. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about the Rabbit Year. It's going to be an interesting time with what we've been experiencing recently. The Tiger Year, wow. I mean, a lot of people struggled in this Tiger Year, and not necessarily because of the repercussions of the pandemic either. Hey, Baba, don't do that. Not necessarily because of the repercussions of the pandemic either, but because there's just the energy of this Tiger Year was such that it was quite oppressive, and a lot of signs felt like they couldn't be themselves, and they couldn't stand in their power in quite the way that they used to. You need to stop doing that, sweetie. Stop doing that. So the Rabbit Year is going to change that. It is going to allow people to not feel so oppressed and suppressed. So there is a certain level of freedom that wasn't there in the Tiger Year. The other thing that's going to be quite noticeable for most signs is the fact that it's a far more creative year. Not that tigers aren't creative, they're very creative. But the influence that the Rabbit Year has on people is that it makes them more creative, and there's something about the rabbit sign that is kind of the political artist. So they use their art to challenge. You use lots of indirect ways to challenge authority. And I think one of the things that they do is they're very good at civil disobedience. For example, I talked about this in my the article I wrote for the 2023 Chinese New Year of the Rabbit. That's on my website. I talked about how in the last Rabbit Year, 2011, in the UK, we had the London riots, which were started because the police shot a black man, Mark Duggan, I believe his name was, and in protest, these riots took place where there was like mass looting of like stores. Started off in like North London, in a place called Tottenham, and then it just sort of spread across the country. And that these riots where people are just smashing windows and taking things, and that, not that is civil disobedience, because it's not very civil. It's uncivil disobedience. But it gives you an example of the kind of chaotic, laissez-faire energy that comes in Rabbit Years. There's also a lot of natural disasters, especially autumn time. But the positive, I suppose those are, I don't know whether they're positive or negatives. The civil disobedience thing depends on where you land in terms of your beliefs. But there are lots of positives, however, which I'm going to focus on. Primarily being that you are allowed to be yourself. Being yourself is rewarded. Standing in your power, using your art to say how you feel. And just generally, it's a romantic year. It's also one of the 2 years of beauty, the dog year and the Rabbit Year. Those are the two signs that are connected to beauty. So it's one of those years where you want to make your surroundings beautiful. You want to like look after yourself, look after your health, make yourself more beautiful, and just do those things that really make your heart come alive. Now I've got 6 packs of tarot cards here. So this is the Starseed Tarot. This is the Witch's Tarot. I've used this quite a lot of times. You will, those of you who've seen my videos before will know that I've used this pack before. Got the traditional Rider-Waite deck. The Robin Wood pack. This lovely green energy, green cards. We have the Archangel pack, one of the Doreen Virtue packs. She does make beautiful cards. She really does, with the angels. And this is the pack which I use the most, which is the Druid pack. Hello. Welcome to this card reading, which is for the Boar sign in the Chinese Year of the Rabbit 2023. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a general reading first, followed by a health reading, a wealth reading, and then a romance reading, followed by a 12-month spread. Okay? So, without further ado, let's get on with it. Okay, general reading first. Okay. All right. So in the recent past, now the last year of the Tiger was your soulmate year. So it was a prominent year for you where you learnt things about yourself and you realized what is it that you want, what is it that you don't want, and just also it made you look at your direction and whether it was the right way for you to go or not. So this is the card of the Hermit. In this pack it's called the Epiphany card, but the card of the Hermit, it lets you go within and really explore your true deepest needs. I was going to say darkest needs, but not necessarily darkest needs. Your deepest needs. What is it you truly want in your life? And last year helped you uproot that. And now that it's in front of you, now you can be like, okay, I know what I'm going to do. I know what is important to me. And you're going to do that by having one foot on the ground, on the earth, and the other foot dipped in the spiritual waters. So you're going to use spiritual processes like the law of attraction to manifest the things into your experience. So this card, it says solutions, but it's also the card of alchemy, turning lead into gold. So on the card it actually says success that comes from objective compromise, self-control and patience, forgiving and healing energy. So that forgiving energy is first and foremost to yourself. And that helps you heal yourself. And when a healed person is walking around, it really helps to encourage other people with their healing. And I think a lot of boar signs, pig signs, however you want to look at it, they are often healer people, especially with the air signs attached. So boar with Aquarius, boar with Gemini, and boar with Libra, they're often healers, natural healers. And also, boar Scorpios, also, boar Scorpios, boar Cancers, this is the whistleblower chart. Boar Pisces, I would say so, yeah. And the other ones are the ones with the boar signs with the fire signs attached. They're more they're very disciplined people. So they're slightly different in that they want to see external results more. So boar with Sagittarius, boar with Leo in particular, and boar Aries, they want to see the external results. And then the other one, which one have I missed out? The boar with Earth. Well, they're space creators. They want to make, they're environment creators. They just want to have environments that are conducive to peace, a peaceful surrounding. That's their first and foremost priority. And then family also is important. But yeah. So anyway, let's get on with it. Me and my astrology, I get distracted sometimes. So yeah, influence working in your favour. We've got the Temperance card there, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And that's going to work for you, the law of attraction. Influence is working against you. So what happened in the past, in the last year, is you may be struggling to deal with a little bit. So this is the kind of, there's no point in crying over spilt milk. There are some things that went wrong and some things that went right, but you may be focused on things that went wrong a little bit too much. So that's something that you need to shift. And I reckon you will. It's just in the early stages where of this year where you're letting go of the remnants of last year. The leftover stuff of last year. Short-term future now, we've got the Page of Michael. This is somebody that's just learning their power in the early stages. Maybe you're doing something new and you're just still learning and developing, and you're beginning to see yourself in a slightly different way, slightly new way, better way. And you're, like some people don't take up much space. And some people take up loads of space. Well, if you're one of those people that don't take up much space, you're beginning to take up more. And it's new for you, it's uncomfortable for you, but you're doing it. And and the more self-love you develop for yourself, the more space you'll take. I'm not saying you're being selfish, but you're just, maybe you took up this much space before, and you can, a regular person takes up this much. And it's no bad thing. Slightly longer term future now, we've got the Knight of Ariel in this pack, but it's the Knight of Pentacles. So this is the guardian angel and the person that looks after their mind, body and soul. and spirit. So they conscious of what they eat, they're conscious of exercise, conscious of what the body and the mind needs. Excuse me. And they give that to themselves. So it would suggest to me the second half of this year you're going to really take extreme self-care, which the book was written by Cheryl Richardson, who is a Boar Scorpio, double Boar. So isn't that relevant? So in the overall outcome card here is you may find you have to deal with difficult people who are quite narrow-minded and have a win-lose mentality. So here we've got the Five of Michael, the Five of Swords. However, also you've got a lot of options available to you this year. So you've got to have a look at what it is that you want. Hence, like last year when you had a look at you went inside and figured out what it was that you wanted. After doing that, the options are laid out for you, and you can decide what it is that you want to attract into your life and which road you want to go down. So that's really positive. Many doors are open to you this year. Let's have a look at health. Okay, so the overall outcome card for health, what we've got here, is the Change Your Life, so the Tower card. So a sudden illumination may hit, which makes you realise that some changes are necessary. So this could suggest that some of you out there, obviously this doesn't go for all the Boar signs, but some of the Boar signs who need to make a change this year. And once you commit to that change, 10 to 12 months, you'll see a massive difference if you are serious about it and you take the action that's necessary. So the Wheel of Fortune turns in your favour if you commit to that change. In the recent past, some Boars out there may have just spent a lot of time partying, celebrating, just hanging out with friends and just living a kind of unconscious life. And maybe it's time for that to end now. So influence is working in your favour. This is the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Raphael. So a positive new emotional experience, fulfilling relationships, deep and lasting spiritual insights. Now this all relates to the health aspect. So imagine you've got these new insights in terms of your health as a result of this sudden illumination. Sometimes it can come as a real shock, this card, but it's ultimately its outcome is good, because as we see, we've got the Wheel of Fortune here, and also if you see the rest of the spread, it's a good spread. Influence working against you, we've got the card of Peace, number 13, which is the Death card, which doesn't suggest anyone's going to die or anything like that. What it suggests is that though there are certain things that are no longer useful for you or are no longer serving you, and they need to stop, and you might struggle to do that. It's possible that drinking and partying and that sort of lifestyle is one of those things. So the time has come for you to take care of yourself and not engage in destructive behaviours anymore. Short-term future. Now this is the Knight of Michael again, the Knight of Swords. This is a destructive personality, somebody who's impulsive, doesn't think things through, wants what it wants, and knows how to get it. It's quite a manipulative personality. So it could be symbolic of you, or it could be somebody that's around you. Considering we're asking about health here, I don't think it's you. It could be just the environment, the friends that you keep, that could be encouraging a toxic lifestyle, and maybe that needs to be something that you look at and manage. If you can't manage, then maybe you need to remove yourself from that. The second half of the year, we see you working, studying, researching, just learning more about the issues that afflict you, and also just you're learning, and if you have committed to this change, you're getting better and better and better at it, right? So it's really, really positive. All in all, though, as we have this Wheel of Fortune turns in your favour, as you commit to making these changes, your health is just going to go up and up and up and up. It's going to spiral in a really positive way. So that's really good. It's really good. The one thing I would say is you do need to make that commitment to yourself and to your health, and in doing so, things will shift. Let's look at romance. I asked about romance. I've got lots of money cards. Did I do wealth? Maybe that's why, because I didn't do the wealth. I did health and I went straight to romance. Hold on a second. So I'm wondering whether this is actually for the wealth, because there's all the money cards. Well, that's funny. Okay, we got to do wealth. All right, how funny is that? That I was doing the romance one, but I forgot the wealth, and actually this is the wealth reading. Gosh, these cards know, but they're better than I am, aren't they? Clearly more with it than I am. All right, wealth. In recent past, you've taken the action required to create the wealth situation for you that you're desiring. So the action's already begun to be. You've already begun to take the action to bring us to where we are now. In terms of to take it further from here, you've taken the action that you already knew you had to take. Now, in order to develop and move to the next level now, the next tier, there's additional research, additional studying that needs to be done, because you don't have the mental deservability yet, because you're already at a decent level, but you want to expand your deservability so you can have to attract even more money into your life, right? But you have to believe you deserve it. So that's where the study comes in. It on the one level, it might be about the actual subject that you're involved in. On the other hand, it could be just increasing your deservability through self-development work, self-improvement work, looking at the what is it? Think and Grow Rich, that type of work. You know, the Napoleon Hill books, and how you improve your capacity to receive. And when you do that, the doors open and allow more money into your experience. Influence is working against you. We've got some people who are a bit naive around you, and those people who are just who mean well, but they're not adding anything, and they're not actually allowing you to use your powerful intuition to bring the things that you want into your experience, because they're diverting you by silly ideas that aren't going to go anywhere. They sound great, lofty ideas, ambitious ideas, but they're not grounded in any reality. So therefore, they're just wasting time, and you go on this diversion with them, waste time, waste energy, and then end up back to where you were anyway. And you should have just listened to your own gut instinct in the first place and just not gone with it. All right, so that's something for you to consider. Short-term future. Now we've got these two cards together, yeah? This is a card of studying, this is a card of studying. This is a card of mastery. So once we've done that studying, in the short-term future, you're working towards mastering a certain subject, a certain area of interest when it comes to your work life, you could even become like a known person in the field because of the level of knowledge and experience that you have accumulated. Slightly longer term future, this is the Ace of Ariel. Now this is really positive in terms of a new job, in terms of a significant increase in finances. So this would suggest that this was the first part of the year, first 6 months, and this is the second 6 months of the year. So the second, I mean, it's all really good financially, right? It's just all really, really good. And the overall outcome card here for you is this card of the Six of Ariel, Six of Pentacles, which is having so much money that you can contribute to your community and give back. You've got so much that it might even work out in your benefit tax-wise to give some of that money away rather than giving it to the taxman. So material needs get fulfilled in magical and unexpected ways, acts of kindness, giving or receiving with a grateful heart. So this is the overall outcome card as well. This is the most significant one. So that would suggest that this is really going to work out. So a fantastic money reading for you. Really good. Could be better, really. So let's now move on to your romance reading. I hope I haven't forgotten anybody else's wealth reading. I really don't. If I haven't, we'll have to go back and add it. Jesus. Right. Alright, let's do this. Romance now for the ball. All right. So what I'm seeing is that you know what's interesting, when I see that the same card falls in the same position in the pack, then we know that there's going to be that sort of energy for the year on the way. So we've got the Hermit card in the recent past again. So what that suggests to me, as it did in the previous spread, is that you really went deep and looked at yourself and analysed yourself and were like, what is it that I'm doing that is bringing me the results I'm getting? I want to attract somebody into my life, and then they're not coming in quite a forthright way that I wanted, not forthcoming way that I wanted. Why aren't they here? Why aren't they coming? And so you've analysed yourself, and you realised maybe what I want isn't what's right for me, and also my energy is distracted with work stuff, so therefore that is imposing upon the time and space that I need to cultivate for the relationship, right? So now influence is working in your favour now this year. Is going to be you're determined, you want to make it happen, nothing's going to get in your way. Also, you might have a clean break from the people from your life before. You know, sometimes you want to attract somebody new into your life, but you haven't resolved things with the previous people in your life. So this would suggest a clean break, and also determination that you're going to make it happen. It says, don't allow bumps in the road to hinder your progress. Clear up communication problems with others. Do you see what I mean? Influence is working against you now. We've got the Chariot, so career stuff's really going to go somewhere this year, as we saw in the last spread. And as we see here, you're going to be so busy with your work stuff. Man, when I read for people who are boar signs as well, and I do the cards for them, this is what I see for them. It's just like career success right now is just off the hook at the moment. It's just crazy. That being said, look, we have the Four of Gabriel, which is setting up home with a partner, which is really good. Creating a space, wonderful space, with somebody new. So it takes into consideration both people's personalities and needs and wants. Slightly longer term future, we've got the Make-A-Wish card. Make a wish, a wish can come true. This is the card of contentment. Make a wish, dreams become reality, a joyful time of life. And so because this is a romance spread, that is really, really positive about attracting somebody into your life. One thing that is important for you to be aware of is don't let the past have too much of an impact. So if there was a breakup with somebody, as part of this clean break, if you lay down some boundaries, which is what this card is about, with people, and they were like, okay, well, if that's the case, I can't be with you. You can't be in my life, and they've cut you out. That might not sit right with you. It might cause you some hurt and anguish, but yet you've got to carry on with your life, right? If you can, use your rational mind to figure out whether you actually did anything wrong in that situation, because somebody may have just projected blame and shame on you, but it might not have been your fault. So try and come from a rational place and not emotional, and just see whether you actually did anything that was or that warrants the pain that you're carrying with you. And just be conscious of the fact that you've set boundaries with people and you want to maintain those boundaries with them, because you are an empire. You are the emperor, you have an empire, and you are an empire, and that empire needs to be protected at all costs, because you are the goods. And because the goods are so great, that's why there is these people that are out there for you. And so that's also why people are sort of hanging on to your coattails. You just need to chop them off and just start afresh, and then allow yourself to attract the people that you want into your life. Have a massive declutter this year, an emotional declutter. Get rid of the people that are just hanging on. Get rid of them. I know that sounds harsh, but you want this new experience, so create the circumstances, create the space for it. Okay? Right, let's do the 12-month spread now. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so in January, we've got that same kind of like setting up home with somebody. So what this would suggest to me is that your surrounding is really, really important to you. And so maybe spend some time, maybe you move furniture around, you reorganize your living environment so that it's suitable for you to live in and work in. Because I think, everybody seems to be working from home a lot more than before. So you want to organize your environment so that it's more suitable for you for the way that you live now. For February, we've got this card of the win-lose card. It's one of the four narcissist cards. So this is somebody who is very stubborn and quite childish. You know, I must win, therefore you must lose. Somebody who sees everything in black and white, who can't see the benefit in compromise. So if you have somebody like that in your life around you, learn to manage them or banish them, get rid of them. Or just don't allow them to impact you. Don't allow them access to your emotional reserves. Deal with them. What does the card say? It says, release your attachment to the outcome. Consider taking a more uplifting approach. So there's also that. In March, we've got the Temperance card again. In this pack, it's called Solutions. So 1 foot in the spiritual waters, 1 foot on the ground. Accessing universal intelligence in order to create magic, turn lead into gold, and just it's a powerful time for ideas to come from the other realm. One of my friends who's a Boar sign has prophetic dreams. So for all of you Boar signs out there who are connected, however it is that you're connected, some people will read tarot cards, some people will have dreams, some people are going to just have visions, some people can channel. Whatever it is that you do, be open to the fact that could happen in March time for you, especially during the Pisces period. Okay, I was going to say Aries. April, we've got the Knight of Michael. Again, a bit similar to this one. It's some complicated people in your life that you may need to keep at bay. Somebody who might not have the best intentions for you. You need to be aware of people. Do not give out too much information. Stay private. Keep your personal information personal, and don't discuss it with too many people. So the other thing about this card is things move very, very quickly. There's 2 cards of speed, and that's one of them. So the pace of life also increases as well. May, we've got the Chariot card. So this is a very good card for success. It allows you to balance the yin and the yang aspects of life, of the world, in order to know when to be aggressive and know when to relent. So it's about how you manage people, how you manage yourself, how you present yourself. And it's not like this whole notion of being consciously trying to control yourself. And that I think is a fallacy. You can only do that to a certain degree. But if you've done the sort of spiritual work to back yourself up so that you're in a high vibration and you're in the divine flow, what happens is you just get swept up by the stream and you automatically act the perfect way in order to achieve your goals. So you can either do it the human way, by trying to consciously control your behavior in order to fit into a certain situation, or you can just surrender your will to the universe and let the universe it's getting swept up with the wind. The wind takes you to where it needs to be, and you automatically act the perfect way and just charm all the right people. So that's what the Chariot card. When the Chariot card comes, it's a bit like that. So then that was May. June, we've got the King of Ariel, the King of Pentacles. Now this guy's life works on all levels. He's got a great marriage. He's got loads of money coming in. He's got businesses. He's got children who he adores and who adore him. He's got friends that he spends time with, that he does amazing things, has amazing experiences with. His life is working on all aspects. So this guy is truly abundant. This guy truly understands the notion of wealth. And in May time, you may have an experience. You may end up tuning into that sort of energy, or you may be working towards creating that for yourself long term. June, there'll be a moment where you're like, I want that. July now, we've got the 2 of Gabriel. The world is your oyster when this card comes. So you're looking at, what is it that I want to do next? What is it that if you've already made up your mind about what you're doing, this will be like, how am I going to get there? And you could make a market, something could happen this month that shows you that you're on the way to it, right? And so again, it's a highly ambitious plan, but something may happen this time where it shows you, you know what, I'm not that far away from this goal. So that's amazing. August, we've got the Peace card. So in the Rider-Waite Tarot, this is the Death card. Here it says, release the past. There is a more enriching future coming. Let go and let God. So that would make sense for what we've been discussing at this part of the year as well. Transformation. That which no longer serves you falls away, and you're left with only that does serve you, so that you're able to be reborn into a life that is much more suitable and much more exciting for you, that you want to live. September, we've got the Page of Michael. A bit similar again to those two cards, this card and also this card. So this one here is the narcissist, this one here is the psychopath, this one here is the borderline. So it does seem like you're going to be managing difficult people this year, but you know how to do it. The other thing is, the reason why in your spread you're going to have these people is because being the sign, the boar sign, some people say pig sign, I say boar sign, it's the most self-sacrificial sign of all 12. So as such, because it is so self-sacrificial and it's naturally very giving, it attracts parasites. It makes sense, right? If you're self-sacrificial and you're giving and you're generous and you have a lot to give, you're going to attract parasitical people. And that's why you've got these personalities here. But, you know, those ones are harder ones to deal with than this one. This one's relatively easy. These ones are just highly emotional and erratic. So it's obvious, like, it's like, oh my God, stay away from me. You're crazy. You're obviously crazy. I'm just going to cross the road now, as Ayana Van Sant was saying. When you see crazy coming, cross the road. This is crazy coming. Cross the road. That's all I'm saying about that. That was September. October, I've got to say this, man. Every single sign that I've done, so obviously Boar's the last sign, the 12th sign, so I've done all the other ones already. Every single sign is going to have an amazing October. Something's happening in October, man. So here, look, we've got the Ace of Ariel. So a new job or a new financial circumstance that's going to improve your income is on the way here in October. It's your lucky day. New resources of money, time or support. A change in job or a promotion. You see? So that's really, really positive. October. November, we've got you with the upper hand. This is the card of having the advantage. Seeing more than other people. Being on a higher plane. Having access to infinite intelligence as it's got your back. And other people who don't have that, who are low vibration, are trying to vie for your position. They won't get it because you are in a much more prominent position, and also people recognise you and what you bring. Now the last month, December, we've got the card of Two of Ariel, Two of Pentacles. Now this would suggest that you're doing a lot at this time. So while everybody else is winding down for Christmas, you're going to be get busier and busier and busier, because I think some sort of project that you're doing might overrun into December. It might not be the plan for that to happen, or it could be the plan for that to happen, but it might not be, because you want to work in December. However, it could be that I just see it. You're going to be really busy at that time. And if there are any emotional matters that you've been dealing with, you can't really deal with it at that time because you're just too busy with the daily grind. And the outcome of that could be amazing. And it's going to be quite fun, the jobs that you're doing at this time. It's fun and exhilarating. You're going to enjoy it, but it's going to be a lot of work. Okay? All right, so that is the 12-month spread for the Boar sign in 2023. I just want to quickly remind you that if you want to learn more about the double astrology that I do, the combined astrology, then you can get my big book with all 144 charts, Secrets of the Combined Astrology. You can get this from bookshops, you can get it from Amazon. And if you only want your individual chart, or you want to get the charts for people that you know as gifts, you can get your individual charts from Amazon or online, lots of places. Anywhere that does books, you can get it from. So just put in my name and put in your chart. So for example, if you put in Boar Aries or Boar Cancer, Boar Libra, whatever it is, and put in my name, it will come up and you can buy your individual chart. £6.99 or $8.74. Okay? If you want to book a session with me, you can get a one-to-one session with me. You can do that by emailing me at zakariyaadeel@gmail.com, or you can WhatsApp me on this number right here. Alternatively, you can just like and subscribe for my channel and click on the notification bell, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you very much for joining me. Yeah, I'll see you next time. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.